Hey there, YouTube.
Well, hello.
What's going on?
Well, right now I'm admiring a hunk of a man. What are you up to?
So, someone posted a video to one of my feminism videos.
I don't know who you are, so it wasn't actually a response, but I do now, and I'm really glad about that.
Just when I think I can get away from and do a video, something else. Get another gem
Oh, stop it. I'm blushing.
I can't pass up, although at this point, after I've written my script out, I wish I had.
I feel kind of bad I didn't write a script for you.
As a general note, I think that a lot of the men that rail against feminism don't really understand what at least I mean by equality, what a lot of feminists like me mean by equality and feminism.
What on earth has feminism got to do with equality?
I'm genuinely puzzled why these otherwise smart people
Flattery will get you everywhere.
can't figure out a few things. And look, once again, I really don't care if you call yourself a feminist or not. I don't care if you hate the word feminist or feminism or whatever.
I'm quite ambivalent to the word itself, to be honest. It's more the actions that are taken in feminism's name.
I'm not agreeing with what feminism or not agreeing with what you believe feminism represents is fine, although we may disagree on what feminism represents. I don't really care about all that.
What a cogent point.
That's more semantics. I think we would be able to find better things to argue about if we agreed on a lot of the same things.
I'll take your word for it.
At least some of them anyway. It's just there's no excuse for stupidity like this list.
Oh, well, if my list is really, really stupid, then I'm at least going to assume you're not going to agree with all the points I'm making.
It's 48 or something privileges that females have.
I know. It's ridiculous given how oppressed women are in the modern age.
This guy, Sargon of Akkad,
I feel like I'm internet famous.
has made a list of female privileges. I'm guessing this is in response to the feminist male privilege checklist, and I don't really endorse videos or articles like the male privilege checklist because I think at best they're preaching to the choir.
Well, I've got to hand it to you. Feminism is very much like a religion, and they do a lot of preaching.
And while I suppose that turnabout is fair play, shouldn't these manly men of manliness who are superior to women who are being held in check by the shouldn't these paragons of testosterone shouldn't they be above such base attitudes and thoughts and feelings?
If me being such a manly man did make me more than a woman, then I would agree with you, but I think we're equals. So, like you said, turnabout is indeed fair play.
Number one. And this could be a long video, I'm so sorry.
Don't be, I can never crack one out that quickly. And YouTube still doesn't have a repeat function, so...
Number one. Women have the privilege of a free entry into many nightclubs and bars. Okay. Now, I'm not denying the veracity of this claim.
It's a funny rebuttal video when you agree with my points.
But I think an important question here is why.
I don't think you understand how a list works.
By the way, you'll notice a trend in a lot of these privileges is the question why.
Well, that's wildly outside of the scope of my list. I'm just making sure that we're aware that they exist, which so far you've agreed to. We'll see if you agree with any others. I might have to edit out some of your more lengthy explanations as to why, because all we need to decide is, do they exist or not?
Number two. Women have the privilege of not having their motives questioned when they play with children. Okay.
This is the weirdest rebuttal video I've ever seen. You're not supposed to agree with everything I say.
How many men have their motives questioned when they play with children? Really, I want to know. I want like statistics and stuff on this.
At least one. Yours, questioned by me. Next.
Number three. Women have the privilege of being 90% less likely to be homeless. Okay, why is this?
I don't know and I don't care. All I know that is it's true. So, next.
Number four. Women have the privilege of being given free stuff because someone finds them attractive. Men have the privilege of being given free stuff because someone finds them attractive too.
I never said they didn't, but I'm glad you agree with me.
By the way, I'm pretty sure if I were attractive enough, I'd have the privilege of getting the occasional gift from female or male.
Just let me know where to send my gifts.
Been told that I'm attractive to gay people.
The question is, how often do you act on that?
I don't know if there are gay guys. I don't know if that's true or not. If you're gay out there, let me know.
I think we can safely assume there are gay people out there.
Am I attractive to you? Does it have anything to do with you being gay?
I'm pretty sure men being attracted to you isn't everything to do with them being gay.
Women, you tell me.
What the fuck would women know about you being attractive to gay men?
I'm curious now. Who finds me attractive? I mean, right now I need a haircut and I need a shave and I have a hideous neck beard.
Why would you think your neckbeard is hideous? It's beautiful. I think you need feminism to learn to accept you as you are.
Number 5. Women have the privilege of being considered the most valuable gender. I suppose they have that privilege.
I'm glad you're so thoroughly in agreement with me.
Look at what men do. Men are presidents and politicians and lawyers. And men drive freaking tanks. They drive tanks.
Well, I am absolutely sold on the patriarchy. Where do I get my fucking tank?
Giant, mobile death machines that can go anywhere.
How the fuck am I going to get a tank to Hawaii?
That's what men do. That's why men are more valuable. Oh, except for all the things that women do. I'm assuming that you're saying that women are the most valuable because people are like, well, women are baby ovens?
That's transphobic.
What does that do for women? Exactly. Men have the privilege of being considered to have the longer penises.
It's a lot less of an advantage when the people who don't have penises aren't going to drown.
Doesn't really do anything for me.
I don't think we need to lie to each other.
Number 6. Women have the privilege of women-only scholarships. Okay, so first thing we're going to do. Oh, the first thing is going to ask why.
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't have to ask why.
Now, is it time for us to put this bit of affirmative action behind us? Perhaps. Perhaps we should. Perhaps we shouldn't. I'm not sure. Let us, however, look at some of the statistics that our dear friend from ACOD has provided us, except that we can't because there aren't any statistics that he provided. He didn't provide any statistics.
And yet it hasn't stopped you from agreeing with every single point I've made so far.
So that should be, what, about 50% of the scholarships going to men, 50% going to women? Sounds fair then, because there's half of each in society, give or take?
Yeah, in a fair world it'd be 50-50, but I'm sure you're going to prove that it's actually less women going to college, which is why there are women-only scholarships.
Looks like men have the privilege of being, on average, 13% more likely to be accepted into college.
Is it a privilege, or is it that men are more realistic with where they apply to?
A woman is less likely to be accepted into college than a man. But that same woman is more likely to be in college.
Yeah, it's almost like you can use statistics to prove anything, isn't it?
So, less likely to be accepted, but more likely to be in. The only way that makes sense is if that means that there are fewer men than women who are applying to and enrolling in college.
So you have just proven that despite women making up the majority of college students, they are still getting affirmative action. Even though you look like you've just realised that it seems like men need affirmative action here.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, females in college, there are now more females than males graduating college because they're going to college and men aren't.
Oh yeah, this is an open and shut case. Everyone needs feminism and women definitely need women-only scholarships because they're lagging behind with such fucking high numbers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe it is time to end that affirmative action thing, then I'm not sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure that you have actually just made a very clear-cut case for why women don't need women-only scholarships anymore. I know you're having trouble with the cognitive dissonance, though. I can see it on your face.
Unfortunately, however, the one bit of information I could not find to make a definitive statement on this is how many women get scholarships compared to men. What are the percentages? How much money is given to women versus how much is given to men? I could not find this information.
Well, don't worry, I'm sure that women's scholarships are only worth 77 cents to every man's scholarship dollar.
but with the burden of proof on the assertion that women have the privilege of, well, I guess that is kind of true. There are women-only scholarships. But regardless, I couldn't find that information. I doubt Sargon knows it either.
I don't, and I don't need to.
Oh, and a final note. After a quick Google search, I was able to bring a counterpoint to number 6, that men have the privilege of men-only scholarships, just so you know. They aren't as popular as women-only scholarships, but if you want to start a man-only scholarship, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. Maybe only the feminists reach any kind of success in the world, though, so I don't know.
What, the feminists are trying to get male-only scholarships ended because men are lagging behind in the number of scholarships? Oh yeah, that sounds like equality to me.
Number 7.
I tell you, it might not seem like forever to you guys, but you have no idea how much I had to edit out.
Women have the privileges of an education system tailored to their needs. Once again, looking at history.
We're not talking about history, we're talking about right now. Thanks for conceding this point. Next.
Women have the privilege of having their feelings considered at all times. Let us assume that this is true, that women more than men have the privilege of having their feelings considered at all times. Wouldn't it be nice, though, to live in a world where your feelings are considered equal, whether you're a man or a woman?
Yeah, but you want them to equally supersede the facts. I want them to be equally unimportant.
I think there's a name for it, like it's feminism or something, that promotes equality between genders and whatnot.
Except at college.
Number 9. Women have the privilege of paying less retirement contributions and claiming more due to longer life expectancy. So this one cracked me up, and you're going to find out why. Well, let's look at this a little bit. We're going to ask that most tedious of questions: why?
Every time you ask why, you are conceding the point to me. Because if it wasn't so, you wouldn't need to ask why. So I'm going to skip this.
Number 10. I know a lot of women love this one. Oh, I'm really glad Abby's in the other room. She would have probably screamed and shouted at this point. Number 10. Women have the privilege of never being expected to do manual labor. Except for all the manual labor that women are expected to do. In a traditional female role, like giving birth.
You're going to give me loads of bollocks about how raising a family is manual labor, aren't you? That kind of implies to me that you personally have never done any goddamn manual labor.
So yeah, in traditional female roles.
I do, and I've covered this. Next.
Moving on to number 11. I'm getting a little bit rambly now, I'm sorry. Women have the privilege of it being socially acceptable to be deceptive about their level of attractiveness. They put makeup on, is what he's saying. And they make their hair up, and they do all this other stuff to make themselves pretty because men want them to. And
yeah, because if women didn't wear makeup, men wouldn't have sex with them. Next.
Sargon, are you a Poe?
I have no idea. Is this some sort of term that the beta male community uses? I have absolutely no idea what a Poe means. Are we talking like Edgar Allan Poe or a prisoner of war or what?
Did I stumble upon your carefully laid, trolly, Poe-y trap? I knew I should have read the comments. Maybe you came out as a Poe in the comments. You're like, I'm just screwing with you guys. Isn't this stuff stupid?
Why would you agree to every single point if it's just stupid?
Number 12. Women have the privilege of being a stay-at-home parent as the norm for their gender. Now first, making that not the norm is what many of us feminists fight for.
That's wonderful, and more power to you. But at the end of the day, you've just admitted my point. Next.
Moving on to number 13. Gets faster the bigger the numbers get, I promise.
Oh, thank fuck.
Number 13. Women have the privilege of having access to contraceptive pills. Really. Men also have the privilege of having access to contraceptive pills. I can go to Walgreens and buy them or whatever.
All right, Mr. Facetious.
You might mean that medical science is not advanced yet to where men have these things, which I guess, in a way, you're kind of correct.
And they're certainly not on the market. Thanks for proving my point. Next.
Women have the privilege of being able to opt out of parenthood after the fact. Not fair that a woman can have an abortion and you can't. I'm thinking the latter because the first one is not, I believe, true.
Thanks for conceding that. You do, though, go on to say something remarkably shocking, don't you?
Men do not have and are not capable of have the kind of parasite growing inside of them that a woman does.
A fucking parasite! Holy shit, no wonder feminists are so blasé about the concept of terminating a human life. Parasite! Fuck me, I thought I'd heard it all from feminists. I really did. I mean, I was not expecting you to say that, and I didn't listen to this whole thing before I started this video response, because frankly, who's got an hour to listen to you? But Jesus Christ, man, that's the sort of thing that's probably going to come back to haunt you.
I'm not a big fan of babies, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. Fucking next, man. You know, I'm actually not going to continue this. I was going to go on and do the whole lot and just power through it like a champ, but this has really sucked the fun out of this whole thing. I mean, this kind of insane self-centeredness to call what will potentially become your own child a parasite it's sickening to me. I cannot believe anyone would describe a gestating fetus like that. I mean, it doesn't fit the definition of a parasite because it's your own fucking species, you moron. It cannot actually be a parasite by definition. Not only that, but it's not like it entered the mother invasively. She chose to accept it. And I'm just left questioning, what kind of person can dehumanize their own progeny like this? I'm just baffled. Absolutely baffled. And I'm fucking furious. This is just another step on the road to forming a concrete argument that feminism is a mental illness.